Okay, so in this file, I have already gone into this drawing and drawn my line work on top of the image. So like I said before, I created a series of layers, and I just am turning on all of my layers where I have my line work, and I'm turning off my image layer. So I'm just turning that off, and I also assigned a series of line types to each of my layers. So let's take a look at the drawing. You can see there's cyan, yellow, red, and gray for my grid. If I go back to my layers, you can see that each of those has been assigned a continuous line type. So all of them are continuous except for the materials that are overhead. So there's a roof, for example, that's overhead, and I selected a hidden line by clicking on load, scrolling through and finding hidden, and then hitting OK, and then just assigning that as the new line type. You this is a standard for anything that is overhead, so I'm just hitting OK for that, and the rest I'll leave as continuous. So that's basically just setting up the line types. In terms of color, you can click on the color by the layer, and typically red is the lightest line, and as you move to the right, those will be darker, thicker lines. So walls, for example, are typically cyan or dark blue. There's also other colors or grayscale colors. I have my grid, which will be the lightest line, on the number 8 value gray. So once I've assigned my colors, I'll go ahead and close out of my layer property window. You'll notice the yellow line, which is hidden, is still showing up as continuous. That's because we're working in model space, and I'll address this when we switch over to the paper space environment.